So back to loops and sensors. We're going to write a program that will repeatedly play an alert sound until the color sensor detects that it's dark. We'll use ambient light intensity mode. And then the EV3 will say thank you one time. Okay, so I've already set up a new project. Again, I like to use my initials to start the name of the project so that when I look at it on the robot, it'll be easy to find. All right, so if we just wanted to play the alert sound once and then say thank you once, that would be pretty easy, right? We'd grab a sound block, drag it up there, and the alert sound is actually in the system folder, and it's general alert. Ew. Okay. And then we want to say thank you, so we need a second sound block, and inside of the communications menu, we've got thank you.
Thank you.
That's a bit better. So that's just playing the general alert and then thank you, but that's not what we want to do, right? And of course, if we wanted to play that alert sound for 2 seconds, we know how to do that. We need to go into our flow control tab here, grab a loop. Let's just stick that loop at the beginning. We'll put general alert in the loop. Let's have it loop based on, I said if I want to do it for 2 seconds, so let's loop on time. I'll change that 5 to a 2. And now it would play the general alert for around 2 seconds, maybe a little bit more, and then say thank you. But again, we don't want to play the alert for 2 seconds. We want to keep playing the alert until we sense that it's gotten dark, and then we'll say thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this loop out of loop time, and we're going to make it loop based on our color sensor, and we want to use ambient light intensity. There you go. Notice, by the way, this tells us that it's expecting our color sensor to be plugged into port 3. And we could change this and plug our color sensor into a different port, but there's no real reason to. So I say go with what they tell you and plug your color sensor into port 3. Okay, so I'm just going to plug one end of my wire into my light sensor and the other end into port 3. Great. Okay, for the color sensor, 0 is very dark and 100 is very bright. You can actually find out what your current brightness levels are by plugging your USB cable in, connecting your EV3 to your computer. You can see down here right now I'm not connected, but there we go, now I'm connected up. And then click on this port view tab down here. And then you can see what's plugged into each port. Now it shows us that we've got a light sensor plugged into port 3, that's good. But I need to click on that to select what version of light intensity or color I want to use. I want to use ambient light intensity right now, so I'm going to click on that. There we go. So you can see right now I've got a reading of 19. So you can see if I'm pointing this at the studio lights, I'm getting a value of about 46, 47, 48. And if I cover it up with my hand, the value goes down to about 1 or 2. Okay, so let's say that I want to stop playing the alert when the light is less than 10. What I'm going to do is, you can see the compare type right here is already set to less than. If I click on here, you can see there's lots of different values. I want it to be less than, and I'll just type 10 in there. Let's download that. Okay, so let's give it a shot. Ooh, that's annoying.
Thank you.
Cool. Let's trace this program. Let's assume that we start with all the lights on. The first block that we encounter is the loop, and it says, "Welcome, come in," so we go in. We arrive at the sound block, and the EV3 plays the alert tone. Now we get to the end of the loop, and we check the level of brightness in the room. The light is still on, so the sensor is reading a number that's not less than 10. In fact, it happens to be much bigger. So the loop says, do it again. We continue in this manner as long as the light stays lit. Every time we check the light sensor, the value is still not less than 10, so we do it again, and again, and again. At some point, I turn off the lights or cover the sensor, maybe while the EV3 is in the middle of playing that alert noise. Now when the loop checks the light sensor, the value is less than 10. So the loop says, time to exit, and the EV3 says, thank you. And since there are no more blocks, the EV3 cleans up. That is, it turns off the motors and the speaker and resets the screen.